Welcome everybody to the Farms Coffee Hour. Today is February 14th, and it is very cold outside.
Yes, it is. I mean, today was better than yesterday.
Today's better than
Yeah,
yesterday, and that's
yeah.
what's important.
Mhm.
Um, we're coming back with another podcast, and today, would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Fouad Mhaji. Uh, I'm originally from the Comoros Island. I was born and raised there, and now actually living in Grand Island.
Uh-huh.
I'm the owner and manager of Koponi, which is a processing and manufacturing company here in Grand Island that does work mostly on vanilla products. So I am a husband and a father of two. My daughter is 8, her name is Salia, and my boy is 6. And his name is Yakin, and my wife Naili, which probably people that listening, they might know her through community work because she's more involved into community work. So
Oh,
that's pretty much me.
every time I'm on Facebook, I see her picture somewhere at some event or
Yes,
something.
leadership in limited, multicultural
Uh-huh.
coalition here and there. Yes, so
You guys are very busy people. Welcome to the podcast, man. I really appreciate you coming through. And I we met maybe about probably closer to a year now. Yeah. And prior to that, I did not know that Grand Island had a vanilla a manufacturer. And every day I'm finding out new stuff about Grand Island that somebody's manufacturing here that isn't just sold in our community, is sold, in different states and things like that. So it's so cool that you're here, man.
thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Well, I like to get started. Like, how did you and your family come to Grand Island out of all places?
Well, first of all, I would say Nebraska before Grand Island. You
Okay.
know, I went to school. I went to college here in Nebraska in Sydney. That was back in 2009. But through the experience I had, I was young. I was 20. You know,
Uh-huh.
I came in Nebraska, didn't even speak English. Going to college and trying my best to succeed. But then just the experience that I went through, being able from being get to, be somewhere you don't know nobody, you don't even speak the language or maybe half of it, but after like few hours, I just felt welcome. I felt home, and it has been home to me since that day, and I went back after college. I did, work here, work there, and life goes on. Years after, then finally decide to come back to the US and do business. And mostly that's the vanilla business because of so many different reasons. But when I thought about coming, I'm like, okay, I'm going to Nebraska because that's home. That's where I know once I get there, everything will go, everything will be all right, everything will be safe, everything. So I just fly back to Nebraska, which I came back to my family or my brother Dylan Tagmar, and then we started from there, So from the Grand Island prospect of it, like as you asked for the question, I would say it's more of this gentleman that I met. He was the president of the economic development. His name is Dave Taylor. And through that connection, the talk we have at the economic development here in Grand Island, I believe that Grand Island was the city in Nebraska that I should be.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's Omaha, there's Lincoln, there's Big
Mm-hmm.
City, there
Mm-hmm.
is, but from that talk, that's when I felt like, okay, Nebraska is good, but even Grand Island would be a better
Mm-hmm.
place for me to start for my family, for my
Mm-hmm.
kids, but also for the business. So that's how we finally end up here with my family and decided to sit and make Grand Island our home.
So what year was that you moved back to Grand
That was
Island?
in 2019. That's when I got back to the
2019.
19. Yes,
Wow, just like basically just before COVID then.
just before COVID.
Yeah.
And I came in, and that time I was living in Lexington with
Mm-hmm.
some friends down there and working at Tyson and figuring out the business itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID came. But mostly I moved to Grand Island. That was in 2021, in March 2021. That's when I moved to Grand Island.
I know you just gave us like a really brief summary right there, but you just said like so many things that just blew my mind. Like how you're able to go to college and basically not know the language. You had to like work your way through it. That's amazing, man.
Well, it was hard. It was hard, but sometimes like I think each and every one of us, you
Hmm.
have that goal, you have that, that thing you want to get that you don't really look around, what's going on. You'll be like,
Hmm.
okay, this is what I want. So that's the driving. And trust me, that time I was living in Tennessee with my cousin, which he
Hmm.
was doing his PhD, the wife. So I was more into the family, but I wanted to do aviation.
Hmm.
The,
Oh, yeah,
yes. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
college I found in Nebraska, it was suiting my needs and everything. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. And even my cousins were like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, no, I'm going because this is what I want.
Uh-huh.
So that was the whole thing. But coming here, then, like I say, from there, start to get to, understand the language,
Hmm.
to put more time into it and, get to know the people and live here. But I think it's more into where or what you want to achieve,
Hmm.
and then from there, I don't think you'll see those challenges. I mean, now that you're talking, I'm like, okay, I was 20, I didn't know, but it was kind of risky,
Yeah, yeah.
but I guess I was more into the goal,
Uh-huh.
what I want to achieve
Sure.
compared to the
Well, I think that's a beautiful mindset to have because I guess similar to having your own business, it doesn't matter what the obstacles are. You just have to figure out how to overcome them. And it sounded like you started that early. And I think I completely agree with you. Somebody like myself, I graduated from Grand Island Senior High in 2008, and then I left for college, and then I worked in many states like Oregon and Houston and things like that, Texas. But I came back to Grand Island, and I appreciated Grand Island. I think very similar time to you. I came back at the end of 2019, so it's kind of funny we came back to Grand Island at the same time. And I think you're absolutely right that Grand Island is a gem of a place because, um, you know, resources here are available. If you lived in Lincoln or Omaha, to find a warehouse or commercial building to operate out of is like almost impossible or very expensive. So Grand Island has that opportunity, and I'm glad you met with. I've actually never uh, worked with the people you say at the Grand Island
economic development.
economic. I
Yes.
never worked with them, but that's amazing that you got in contact with them and they were able to work with you and um so did you go to them and you just had this idea and then you kind of just pitched it or was it like
No, no, actually, not really went to them. It's my brother Dylan,
oh
we
okay
went to college together, and before was moving here, like from Paris to come here for the business, I called him like, hey, I'm coming back. Okay, what is the plan? Like, I want to do this business, vanilla
uh-huh
and this and this. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm here. But then, time goes, and then find myself in January, I was working in California. I was working in LA, and he just gave me a call. I was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm in LA working here. Life is, I'm not complaining. So it's like, oh, I know this economic development and this, gentleman called the Dave. And,
mm-hmm
I got more information about them. And I think this is a really good opportunity for you to meet them because we can go to them and talk to them about what's going on. But
mm-hmm
meanwhile, he talked to them before even I got here. He set up a meeting.
uh-huh
So it's like, okay, I set up a meeting,
yeah
come in, so I came in and went to that meeting and we talked
yeah
for an hour. And that's where mostly I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm ready to do this here.
so how long have you had this idea in your mind that you wanted to do this vanilla
Yes, that was mostly what made me come back to the US.
yeah
Yes,
okay
it's mostly the vanilla, like because we tried to do it in France because we're living. My two kids are born in
yeah
Paris,
that's
uh,
Yeah,
We're
his wife came into the store one day and just your mother-in-law was in here and they just spoke the most beautiful French. And
yes.
I was just like, "What? I did not know that."
Yes, so
Yeah.
yeah, so I was working at the airport there as an aviation guy, and
Uh-huh.
my wife, she's a nurse, so we we were there, everything was
Yeah.
good and everything was going into the way like, okay, no complaints,
Uh-huh.
you know. But now coming back here was something really, really hard,
Mhm.
but we made that choice. We
Mhm.
want to do this. I think it just goes back to the college. We want to do this business.
Yeah.
So we tried it in France, it didn't work. Like, okay, but there is an opportunity in the other side. So why not?
Yeah.
Let's grab that opportunity in the other side, which is, US.
I'm actually interested. Why didn't it work in France, do you think?
Uh, Not that I do think, but that's something I went through, which is,
Uh-huh.
uh, it's kind of, I don't know how to explain. You go somewhere, you come with an idea, but it's just mostly, oh, this kind of reason that it's even hard to talk about them.
Uh-huh.
It's even even saying them, they don't sound right.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't even want to get there. But
Sure, sure.
trust me, we went through all the process, me and my
Yeah.
wife, and despite the reason she's born and raised in France, she's
Mhm.
a French citizen and
Uh-huh.
whatsoever. And I was in France, with all legal paper. And I mean, I was working. But I don't think we really want to get to.
Sure.
But we had that really big challenges that there's challenges that it's up on you, that okay, this is my
Mhm.
challenge, so you
Mhm.
can manage them, you can try to overcome them. But
Sure.
when it comes to, okay, this is my challenge, but it
Uh-huh.
becomes somebody else will,
Uh-huh.
and there's some situation you can find, there is some situation, what do, you
Mhm.
find another solution. So
So, actually, can you tell me what is the business that you operate here?
what is the business?
What is the business?
Koponi is it's mostly a manufacturing and processing business based on vanilla products. We
Mhm.
process vanilla beans,
Mhm.
which from there we make vanilla extract, we make vanilla paste, we make vanilla syrup for coffee and other use, but also we make vanilla body oils
Oh.
also, and at the same time also we make vanilla mosquito spray. It's just like mosquito sprayer.
Yeah.
Yes, like mostly like, so that's another product that we make out of vanilla, and all those product we make sure that we stay on an organic standard as we make them, because we don't want to have any kind of preservative or additives in our product,
Mhm.
which one of our biggest challenge since the beginning,
Mhm.
because we took a lot of time to figure out how we can make this product but also good but healthy products.
Yeah.
So that's mostly what we do every day, just trying to go through those challenges on making those products.
I did not know that there was that many applications actually for vanilla. Because even after I met you one time, I know about like doing it for food and the beverage and things like that. But I didn't know that there was the application for the mosquito sprays and the essential oils or like body oils and stuff. Which one of those is like the largest part of your business?
The largest part will say pretty much the vanilla extract
The
and
vanilla
the vanilla
extract.
syrup. Those
Okay.
are our biggest product.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then do you guys do like to consumers or do you sell it more to a business? Like where are your products now? Do you
We
sell it online?
we do pretty much online to direct to consumers. When we talk about farmers market, we do a lot of farmers market, and also we work with businesses like coffee shops or
Hmm.
bakeries, but also retail store.
Hmm.
Even like now we're working with Hy-Vee, not all the stores in Hy-Vee, but
Yeah.
couple stores in with Hy-Vee. So we are a manufacturer. Before anything else, we
Hmm.
manufacture a product. So uh, and vanilla is used, like you said earlier, it's used on so many different ways. And
Hmm.
when you look at Nebraska, we don't have any other vanilla manufacturer. So for
Mm-hmm.
us, we want to get as much as we can save from our state, because now if we're talking about vanilla now, coffee shop, they will order vanilla made where some different state, or they will order extract made in some different state, or even the retail store, or even
Mm-hmm.
the consumer themselves, because they go to Hy-Vee to buy so now
Uh-huh.
we have all those different venues of consumers and use of vanilla that we
Uh-huh.
working on,
Mm-hmm.
uh, on every different level. There we still working, we have different clients that we work with every day, you
Okay.
know.
Man, congratulations
Thank you,
for
thank you, thank you,
what you guys have done,
thank you.
especially working with somebody like Hy-Vee, I actually go to Hy-Vee sometimes because they do carry products that you don't see at like Walmart or even at Target. I feel like Hy-Vee does a good job of working with like local businesses and like showcasing some of that because their clients want that, you know. It's
Mhm.
okay for them to pay a little bit more, but it's because it's quality products, you know. So like that customer base, I think it's fantastic. So congratulations for
Yes,
that.
thank you. And like you said, it's a really fantastic store,
Mm-hmm.
because they have the is like they are open to small business. They are open to work with them, to work with us,
Mm-hmm.
and they are open to sit and discuss different solution. What can we do? How we can improve things? How we can make sure this thing work or even grow bigger? So those
Mm-hmm.
are the things that we really appreciate working with a chain of retail like that, because
Mm-hmm.
it give us the opportunity to scale, but also to learn, because
Mm-hmm.
that's something also important. We're small businesses now going to those chain, like you say, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, but at the same time you take the time to learn. But when they're not open to do that, that's where
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of complicated. But now with Hy-Vee, that's where everything really work good with them. We're
Mm-hmm.
going, like I said, we could be in different store or all them stores, but
Mm-hmm.
for us, we're just choose to learn as we go and grow as we learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like that. So you're telling me if people went to the Grand Island Hy-Vee right now, they can find your products there?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Has been there for over 2 years now.
Okay.
Yes, since actually since November 2022 has been there. So
Fantastic.
yes, over.
Fantastic. Why vanilla? Why vanilla?
Why vanilla? That's
Is it something in your background or is it like
it's more of my background,
more of your background? Okay.
more of my family background.
Okay.
Because my dad is a farmer. He has been the president of the farmer in Comoros for so long, as you know. My grandpa has been a farmer.
Uh-huh.
The great grandpa has been a farmer, and they have
Yeah.
been doing vanilla. And as the time goes, from my great grandpa who was able to farm vanilla and sell it, to my grandpa was able to farm vanilla, but also get other farmers vanilla and collect and go sell it at the port, to my dad who
Mm-hmm.
was able to collect now vanilla from the farmers and take it all the way to Europe to sell it.
Yeah.
So that's where the point it comes to me, like, okay, because like a lot of people, they'll ask me, oh, okay, you have been in aviation and now you're doing vanilla, because I had that connection. I have uh, that, because that's my life pretty much.
Yeah.
Even I've been in aviation, but I've been growing up seeing
Sure.
farmers around me, seeing all my friends, or around me, or the people I've seen every day, because I'm going to school, coming back, it's my dad's office. All I see is farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Sundays, my dad will take me to different hotels because they're, delivering
Uh-huh.
goods. So I've been living around the farm, the farm
Yeah.
life, and I've been a farm guy, not pretty much that I did the
Uh-huh.
job, but
Uh-huh.
just because I've seen it. And
Sure.
so I have that more. It's not the product, as yes, it's vanilla because it's good, but it's more the connection that the vanilla has with the farming
Uh-huh.
in Comoros, because
Yeah.
that's where mostly we get our farm, our vanilla right now.
Yeah, can you speak on that? Like where is that geographically?
Comoros is just by Madagascar, in the north of Madagascar, and
Uh-huh.
on the east coast of Africa, by
It's
Tanzania.
it's like an island or is it?
Yes,
Oh, it is an island. Okay.
it's a very small island,
Uh-huh.
around 800. and 50 to pretty much maybe a million people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's where I was born. Like
Yeah.
I was born there and grew up there and went to school there till finish high school there. Oh,
Do you think the fact that it is an island, does that have any advantages with like growing vanilla? Or is
um,
it just the crop that they chose, or like why do you think
I would say more of with the weather
the
where
weather?
we are where we are,
Uh-huh.
and then on a different level of the flavor of itself, like the vanilla coming from Comoros,
Mm.
it's more of the soil because they're still volcanic soil, so they
Oh,
have some kind of minerals that can enhance the flavor compared to different different vanilla like Madagascar, which is just right down there, down
okay.
there. They're like our neighbors,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the vanilla is way different. Even we have pretty much the same weather,
Hmm.
but the soil makes it different, add some kind of different flavor. So those are like, I mean, it's complicated. It's just like
Yeah,
complication of flavors,
yeah.
just a complication of so many different things that will combine to make that perfect or that really, really great products.
Are you ready to do a rebranding of what like volcanic vanilla? No, I'm just kidding. No, no,
That could
not quite.
work, that could work.
So, so you have a business here on the other side of the world, and you're selling the vanilla that your country basically grows and develops. That's so cool, man. So can you explain to us like from farm to like shelf? Like how long does that process take, and like how like what does that look like? Like do you just call somebody and be like, I need 5 pounds, and they just ship it to you, or what?
Uh, I would say pretty much it looks like it sounds like that easy. Because
Uh-huh.
pretty much like when we need vanilla, I just call down there. It's like, hey, I'm
Uh-huh.
coming for vanilla. We need 100 pounds,
Yeah.
150 pounds, 200 pounds,
Yeah.
and then fly down, and then everything's ready and paperwork with the government, make sure everything is on the
Uh-huh.
legal part of exportation. And once we get the paperwork, fly back and go through immigration and come. But it's that simple, or it sounds that simple because I'm from there.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in the farm with the farmer, and my daddy himself is a farmer.
Yeah.
That's something like you come to the village, if I can call it a village, or the town, but you
Yeah.
see like the family. We still have somewhere that we process vanilla to the green to already cured
Hmm.
vanilla.
Hmm.
Different people that already like the first one of the first person that give us vanilla to start with. He's not even from my village or from my family, but he's a
Uh-huh.
farmer that have been trained by my dad, and that's that connection, so that we know exactly how it's grown because we're pretty much, maybe I'm here, but most of them, like, they grow it, they will process it, so
Hmm.
we know exactly how the product is done. And then all I have to do once it's done, fly there for 1 week and come back. So it's a really, really like fresh
Yeah.
product. And
Yeah.
then once it's here, we get into the process right away.
Wow, that's so cool. I was reading on your website that it takes you 1,000 or 2,000 hours to process the vanilla.
Yes.
That
Mm.
blow my mind. Like, what does that mean?
uh 2,000 hours, that's a minimum we have on requirements through our processing.
Yeah,
Is it's mostly for the quality,
for the
because
quality.
yes, because that's pretty much something that you will see different, different company, they will do it in 3 days. They
2,000 hours. What is that?
three
Is that like a
months.
month? Three? That's 3 months.
Yes,
Okay,
3 months, pretty much 3 months.
that's a long
Yes,
time.
so like those major brand, they will
Uh
do it
huh.
for 3 days, maybe a week, and then like one of the biggest major brand that people know about vanilla, which I'm not gonna say, but they will pride, if people they really know the brand, they will know what I'm saying, because they will pride themselves of having 3 weeks of cold extraction.
Yeah, and you're like
It's
three
three
weeks is
weeks because
nothing.
for them, like, that's top.
That's like yeah.
But for us, that's where we made the choice on the business, which was
Uh
a
huh.
hard choice for me, but that's where our business stands for. Because
Uh huh.
trust me, you go to the university, because we work with the UNL for over 8 months to a year almost, developing those products. But we have been going through so many experiments to make
Uh-huh.
this vanilla taste good, but at the same time have 99% of its, its extract, not
Uh-huh.
just some, because you go to the store, trust me or not, but you go to the store, you buy vanilla extract today, it's mostly water,
Sugar.
beaver stuff,
Yeah.
colorant, caramel, syrup, I don't know, and then maybe 10% of it is real vanilla. But
Uh-huh.
the rest just mixture of colors and taste and flavor. So
Yeah.
we didn't want that.
Uh-huh.
So we had to make the choice of, okay, do we do it in 7 days and add all those chemicals to make it smell good and taste good and we
Yeah.
make the money,
Yeah.
or we make a product that we will be proud of it. Maybe we'll take time of making it and maybe take time of building our brand. But we know even if it's gonna take 10 years, but 10 years down the road, I won't be sitting myself
Mm-hmm.
in my chair so old that I'm like, oh man, these people got cancer because of my product, because
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that. I don't
Yeah.
want to have that.
Sure.
So I'm taking the time, to do that. That's where our business stands for. Make sure
Mm-hmm.
that we follow our mission, as the mission is so simple as we say it, just create a sustainable market for the farmers and the
Mm-hmm.
family,
Uh-huh.
which what we do, we pay them fair,
Mm-hmm.
we follow them, we know what's going on, we make sure that they get a good price on their crop, because pretty
Mm-hmm.
much we go on 70% on the retail wholesale price here in the US, which it's not the case on different different people. When they're buying or they want to buy, they always want to lowball the farmers. We know it happens a lot, which for me,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot allow it, because at the first, I am a son of the farmer.
Yeah.
At first, if I was here, I was
Mm-hmm.
able to be here and go to college. It's just
Mm-hmm.
because my dad was able to farm properly and get pricing properly.
Yeah.
That's how it's fair.
Yeah.
Everybody, we decide to do whatever work we're doing, but get fair,
Mm-hmm.
return on that we can live with our family and friends. So that's where we decide to do those three, 2,000 hours, just to make sure that we have a really, really good product, but also
Mm-hmm.
a very, very healthy product without any chemicals.
Um, when you have a clear mission like that, it's easier. Well, it's not easier, but it's easier to make decisions because you know what the mission is. So, I'm yeah, that's amazing to hear that you've because I imagine financially that impacts you guys.
Very much.
Yeah.
Trust me, very, very much.
Uh-huh.
You yourself, you own a small business. You know how it is. And
Hmm.
when when you know, like, I have to process a product for 3 months and then extra month to pack it and be ready 4 months before I
Hmm.
can sell it,
Yeah.
that impacts you financially. Like,
Yeah.
and
Oh, it's that cash flow. You don't got it.
yes, yes, yes. It's crazy, but like I say, it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time. Now people, they there is a new culture coming, that people are more caring about what they eat,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, in 5 years, like I say, we will be there where people,
Yeah.
maybe they want to start to come there. And even if you look at the major company now, they're trying to be back to the,
Hmm.
to that. And for me, it's really important. It's really important because it's food.
Yeah.
It's food. Even you don't sleep, because you want to make sure that the coffee that's coming through your doors are
Uh-huh.
really good and also safe for the people. So
Yeah.
those are the kind of responsibility you have to look after, and we will get there. We will get there.
I mean, amazing things take time. Good things take time. So, I can understand and I agree. Um, you guys are a large part of your business is manufacturing, of course, like you mentioned. I know you've told me the story before, but maybe you can share with our audience about where you guys manufacture and how you found a facility for you to be able to do that, you know? Because you guys do it here in Grand Island.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do everything in Grand Island, and that's one of the things that Dave Taylor and the economic development was able to do,
Uh-huh.
to assist us on those, because they got us connected to the university, the chamber. But at the same time, when went through the, product development with UNL, and then we finished with the university. We were like, okay, this is the product we want to get there. And, we made some samples and we get to the clients and just kind of, try and see what they think, and everybody likes it. So when I went to Comoros, they got the vanilla beans. So now we have the vanilla beans. We have the formulas. We know how to make it. We have customers that are interested, but now how to make it. And that's where uh, those days that Dave Taylor like changed the courses of my entrepreneurship life, because he was able on those meetings to be like, okay, we have this thing going, this is where it's at, and let's find something like a solution, which I'm really thankful for the board of economic development on that period, because they're able to help and assist for us to be able to go in Comoros and get
Uh-huh.
vanilla beans.
Yeah.
So they assist us on that trip, on the shipment and everything. They were able
Mm-hmm.
also to follow us, like, because every week, trust me, every week he will call me, hey, what's going on? Where
Uh-huh.
you at? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Till that day, oh, I don't have a building. Now I can do it. Because we were looking for co-packer, but then every co-packer legally they couldn't do it, so decided we do it ourselves. So we figure
Yeah.
out. But now, okay, we figure out. I send everything to the university. They say, okay, this is a good setup. Now we have the beans, we have
Uh-huh.
but we don't have the space. So that's when Jack Henry he he stood up and he said, okay, if they don't have a building, I will give them a building.
Yeah.
And from nowhere, because I didn't know him, he didn't know me, I never met
Yeah.
him, he never met me, but Jack Kerry decided from that meeting that we'll give him a building. And Dave Coleman's like, hey, you got a building. And I went there. It's a, I think around 30 plus thousand square foot building. And I look at the building and made myself, trust me, for 3 days, I was thinking that I'm dreaming. For
Yeah.
3 days, like I will call Dave, like, hey Dave, did you guys give me a building? Oh yeah, that's yours. You have the key. Go. I will go
Yeah.
back there and just open the door and close it and be like, is this real? Because it's not every day that those things happen. Somebody
No.
just decide like, oh, you're looking for a building, here is the building.
Mm-hmm.
And those are things you plan on maybe 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah.
What if I was in LA? What if I was in a different
Uh-huh.
state and a different, but those are the things like, because somebody asked me the question the other day, do you regret living right now? I'm like, no, why? I would. But that really changed the business, that really changed everything that we're planning to do, because being able to have that building, plus the fact, because let me say it since I'm here, because I went in, clean up, start getting stuff in, and we start working. So I call him back. I'm like, okay, now we're in, we're using electricity, we're using this, we're using that, bills. So how can pay these bills? Do I pay you? He's like, hey, all I want you to do, I want to see you succeed.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So yes, those things that, sometimes even now you just sit down and be like, oh man, thanks God, and just bless the people that have been able to to walk in and
Yeah.
help, because it's not them, but there is a lot of people like friends that have been able to be there,
Yeah.
be like, okay, that time as a small business owner, you're looking that day, you're looking for $1,000 for something, you don't know what to do, but
Yeah.
you have that friend be like, hey, I can push you here, or you have, oh, you don't have this, I can push you here. So
Yeah.
we had a lot of support. We
Yeah.
have like our support system here in Grand Island, like it's just amazing. It's
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to. I mean, it's just crazy. The people, the community, the people that's running the town. It's just good to be in Grand Island at the end of the day.
Well, I've never met this Jack guy, but I mean, shout out to Jack
Yes, sir.
for doing that. I think though, as I'm listening to you tell me this story, there's a lot of there's a lot of people that have been supportive of you and your mission and your dreams. Um, but I cannot help to think that they are only doing it because they can see that you can do it, and they believe in you
Thank you. Thank you.
Because they've seen
Thank you.
how you act and how you carry yourself and how you treat other people and your mission. Because I think it might be easy to say that you've been lucky, which all of us, we're lucky to be here, but in some extent too, it talks a lot about you and your character and how you want to do business. And I think it's natural for people to see and want to support that because they're just like, how can you not? Look at this guy.
Thank
He's trying to grow Grand Island. He's trying to grow his family. He's trying to grow the people that he's bringing homage to the people they came from. Like, your story's amazing, man. So
thank you.
congratulations to you. And I love hearing that. I am curious about manufacturing because I've done a lot of different kind of businesses, but I've never done manufacturing.
Hmm.
What is the most difficult part of manufacturing vanilla?
The most difficult part of manufacturing being vanilla, I would say the filtration part.
The filtration.
Yes.
How many times do you have to
We
filter it?
go seven.
You
Seven.
you filter it
Yeah.
seven.
Right. We have seven
Oh,
stages.
7 stages of
Seven stages.
filtration.
Yes. We have seven stages of filtration. And it's I think that's the moment I stressed a lot. And it's not because, it's not because the system is not working.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's like every battle that's coming out, you just want to make sure it's. I don't know if just because I don't even, and I mean, I don't even know how to explain, but every battle that's coming out there, I just want to make sure that okay, it's sure, it's good. It's just when I'm getting ready to do it, I just go okay, mix it and whatever needs to be done, and then just wait for it. But when it comes to the packing part, filtration to the packing part,
Yeah.
I think that's what the most critical part for us.
Where do you guys even get this equipment? Did you build it or do you?
The equipment we built it. I built it because through the time I've been working with UNL, I learned a lot
Uh-huh.
of things
Yeah.
because even for UNL, we work with Dr. Chamhu, which now he's at the University of Chicago. He moved a couple years ago, but he was there. He was in charge of the labs and so I learned a lot of things
Uh-huh.
because, like I said, for them, even vanilla was a different product for them. They are used to, yeast, corn,
Uh-huh.
but now vanilla was like, oh, okay, you know, science, we can do something, but the product itself. So just kind of give the time to learn a lot of those things.
Uh-huh.
And finally, like through those challenges, which, through the challenge that we couldn't get a co-packer, somebody who can make it for us. I
Mm-hmm.
had to go through, okay, what I can do now
Yeah.
because okay, I don't have it, I cannot do it. So
Yeah.
do I stop here or do I find a solution? So I start figuring out the whole system, like the way we want to process it to make sure we have the
Uh-huh.
product we want to have at the end.
Yeah.
And then after finish setting up the tanks, how I want the filtration to go and everything, then I send it back to Dr. Chamhu. I'm like, okay, doctor, this is what I'm thinking to do, and I know where to get those tanks on a
Yeah.
cheaper
Yeah. Yeah.
way and everything. So if you agree this is something, then I go and he checked it out. Like, if you're sure you can do this,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead because this is good, this is right, this is approved.
Yeah.
And then when with Paul, which is one of I'll call him like a dad for us here. His name is Paul Unifeld with his wife Dory. They have been also a good support for us. And we went to Omaha to start, grab some tanks, went there. So in Omaha, they have these guys, they work on aluminum and all kind of steel. So they kind of exactly did what we asked them to do to kind of
Yeah.
have the tank
Uh-huh.
concealed and everything.
Uh-huh.
Took everything back and the other things we just ordered from online and everything came in and just set up everything together. And then once we started, that was a funny thing because once we started producing it 3 months later, Dave was still president of the economic development, and he comes like, "Oh, the university is here, the director of." It's like, okay. So they came in with for the manufacturing management department and everybody. So they came in and they check
Mm-hmm.
again. I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is good. So pretty much that's how we got that. So it's not like a setup that we just went and buy the setup, but that's a
Yeah.
setup that we come up with
Uh-huh.
mostly just because we wanted to have. There is some extraction machine that can be used to extract things, but
Sure.
you won't really did the extract the way we want it because like there is the ultrasonic
Sure.
systems, CO2 system. Those are already set up, engineered,
Uh-huh.
and it's there, it's ready. But
Uh-huh.
it's engineered, but the way they make our vanilla is gonna be like any other vanilla in the store, and that's not something we want. We want something
Yeah.
else. So we had to go through that hassle or that, thing to just figure out how we can make it this way without,
God,
So
so cool, man. So cool. You're just like, I'm just gonna go build my own system. You know, I think there is man, you guys are, it sounds like you guys are so far ahead of the business because I think in any business it's important to control all of the elements that make up your business, you know, like the raw material, check, you're getting it from the farmers direct. You know, you're controlling the process. If you're working with a co-pack, you know, it's hard to measure the quality of which they're done and to the standards of which things need to be done. So it's like you guys have the raw material, you guys are processing the way you want it, and then you're gonna ship it out the way it needs to be done. So it's like, you know, you guys have been in business for that long, but you're already controlling like all of the elements of your business that makes it, gives it that quality that you want on it. And that is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So cool, man.
Most of those things we didn't plan on, but it's just like things that
Uh-huh.
come up with challenges, like
Yeah.
just how to figure this out, how to figure it out. And here we are. But yeah, thank you for reminding us.
What's your goal for this year or the next 5 years? Do you guys have
Yeah, we already set up a goal for this year
yeah,
that we're working on, and our goal is mostly to be able to connect and work with at least 100 coffee shop here in the state of Nebraska.
yeah,
And that's our goal, and we have been going to some of them, and we'll be really pushing that as much as we can because
sure.
we think really working with the local,
Hmm.
we can have some advantages compared to the different syrup because we can get them really quick, but also fresh syrup.
Sure.
So that's one of our goal this year, and also we are looking after to get to 50 different retail store, local retail store,
Yeah.
and that goes with a lot of work, which we are planning to do that work during the farmers market,
Okay.
during the farmers market season, and expand our customer base and access to different town which will not be we have been not be able yet to go there and talk to the
Yeah.
people, because that's something also we really like, just being able to go to different town and city and community, just talk to about the
Yeah.
product, what we do and
Yeah.
everything, because sometimes it's a matter of education, and it's not that people are stupid or people are ignored. It's just a matter of like sometimes people they don't know. It's just the information. They're missing the information,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
that's where like mostly for us we will go through that route and be able to achieve our goal as those because we want to really work with the local businesses,
Yeah.
and in the next 5 years we are looking to be able to contract with scooters, which can be challenging,
Yeah.
but I think we have something that we can offer them as a local,
Yeah.
Nebraska-made brand,
Uh-huh.
and as local also Nebraska brand. I think we can come
Yeah.
up with something, and that's one of our next 5 years plan, and we're working on it.
Yeah.
We haven't talked to them, and guess some of you heard, so we don't
Yeah.
get in trouble. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this is just like something we're thinking and we're working on to be in position to be able to
Yeah.
to deal with that
With the demand
that
and
yes,
stuff.
that
Yeah.
aspect of growth, because we're not limited to Grand Island or Nebraska.
Yeah.
We look at this as the next Nebraska product.
Yeah.
As the same way people they know Nebraska on corn,
Yeah.
the same way people know Nebraska on beef.
Yeah.
That's our goal. People they know Nebraska about vanilla. It's gonna be like doesn't sounds right, Nebraska
Yeah.
vanilla. What's going on?
Yeah.
But I know we have the means, and we have the community, and we have
Hmm.
the state that's always ready to take the next step to make
Hmm.
sure that okay, this is ours, and we stand for it. And that's where we want to make sure that we do our job and do our part as a company, as a business,
Uh-huh.
and then we can hopefully get the support we need from the different businesses that we're willing to work with, or different even
Mm-hmm.
the communities that we live in, or
Mm-hmm.
even the one that's around the state or around the nation.
And you know what? You're right in the middle of the United States. Like geographically, you're set to
Mhm.
like start shipping in every
Exactly,
direction, you know?
exactly.
Everybody's those are awesome goals. And you guys are
And we're ready because we have a 30,000 plus 1,000 square foot building. You know,
yeah, you're gonna
we
start
have the system, we know what we're doing. But like we said earlier, it's a matter of funding, but also learning. But I think we're
yeah,
really ready to go to that next step on our
yeah,
goal for this year.
yeah.
And we will see about the funding part, because that's always a challenge to growth and company extension, of course.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're taking a lot of time to think about how to grow successfully because I think often people think about growing, but they don't think about how to grow and scale successfully if you're not ready for the demand, you're not ready for that workload, because then, you might not be able to deliver the quality that you do if you're trying to push things out. So, yeah, it sounds like you guys are doing it correctly.
That's that's one of those things I was looking after at the end of the year to set up a team, because before that I was pretty
Hmm.
much doing things with my wife.
So, so,
So
so how big is your team now?
now we have a team of seven. So
Team of
we have,
seven?
yes, we have a team of seven that is gonna be ready to kind of
Yeah.
unload most of the, because I was pretty much here being the
Yeah.
accountant, being the
Is that why you're so
producer, the
fit? You're
the
like
picker,
moving the
marketing guy, anything that the designer.
yeah.
We just did everything. You see, even our
Yeah.
labels, we just sit home and try to
Uh-huh.
design them. Because like you
Yeah.
say, you just need to keep moving. But now we knew that we are ready to go to the next step. We
Yeah.
knew that we're ready for growth. So now what we can do is just set up a really great team that
Yeah.
every and each of us can take a task and make sure he does it as right. And as I like it, I will do my production and leave the other to the
Uh-huh.
other team member. And
Sure.
things have been really, really going great since we have starting working together.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, maybe you'll be surprised, or maybe some people that know us, but we're going through rebranding in case. So there's gonna be some kind of good changes
Okay.
that's coming up, and hopefully the people they will like it. We stay still the same products, but it's
Yeah.
just gonna be much better, and we're working
Sure.
through that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great to be able to do that. What can our listeners do for you in your business?
Well, first talk about it.
Talk about it.
Talk about it, because I know as much as we talk about it as Nebraskan, we always help each other. We always support each other as soon as we know. And the fact is that I'm here today,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
as soon as we know that, hey, Farms Coffee, they need our support,
Yeah.
we will come.
Yeah.
Nebraska will come.
Uh-huh.
So just mostly talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about Koponi. Talk about the vanilla. Talk about a Nebraska product, because at the end of the day, it's made in Nebraska,
Yeah.
you know? And then I think just being able to spread the word around the state, and spread the word around our friends, even out of state, will help Koponi grow, because Koponi is just like a kid. A kid is just mom, there is a mom, there is a dad,
Yeah.
but there's also the uncles, and the kid needs that support,
Mm-hmm.
but when you have a kid today, you don't call any of your family or any of your friends and tell them, hey, we have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna do nothing to that kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need to commit. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm mostly asking, like the people that is listening, talk about Koponi, talk about vanilla.
Sure.
If they get a chance to buy vanilla someday, to use it,
Mm-hmm.
please try ours.
Yeah.
It's ours. It's our vanilla. It's Nebraska vanilla. It's made here.
Yeah.
And maybe from there you'll see the difference. Maybe you can be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, now I'm ready for this product. But talk about it, and if you get a chance, try it. And from there, I think we will be fine as a company, as a
Mm-hmm.
business, and also as a community, uh, you know, growth.
Mm-hmm.
as Nebraska, because when you look at like the community, but we're looking at community, we're talking about economy of the community of the state we live in. But your coffee shop, there is so many coffee shop, over 250 more coffee shop in Nebraska.
Yeah.
When they're buying vanilla, they buy it outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is so many bakeries.
Yeah.
They buy it outside.
Yeah.
There is I would say probably like 95% of the household in Nebraska, they have vanilla extract in their
Yeah.
house somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how often they use it, but they have it.
Uh-huh.
But when you look at all that money is going where?
Outside.
Chicago,
Yeah.
Florida, outside.
Yeah.
But today, being able to have maybe 10% of all that money back to Nebraska,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
You're making jobs.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
opening jobs. Because now the more we want to make, the more we need people to work.
Yeah.
The more the money is staying in the state. Because
Yeah.
you give it to me, I give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the state takes some and they build our roads and our school.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, so that's one of those things also that, it's not just the farmers in Comoros that's winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just doing it for the farmers in Comoros,
Mm-hmm.
but also even for our communities.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can give our community a good product,
Yeah.
healthy product,
Mm-hmm.
and also make sure that that money stays in our state and goes to our community, back to our community, I think that's something that we can support as
Mm-hmm.
just as community. So that's
And yeah, and I think you're absolutely right that a lot of people don't even know that that is an option because, you go into Hy-Vee and you look at all the vanillas, you're like, maybe they're all the same
yes,
people or the same manufacturers.
yes,
So, um, I think this is exactly why I wanted you to be on the podcast today to
thank you.
educate us on your business and giving the local people here an option, and obviously educating everybody on the vanilla and your mission and your story. And um, I am just so impressed with what you guys have done and what you probably are going to do. Your mission is just so simple and straightforward, and I think you guys have all the components to be able just to have a successful, continue to have a successful business because you have
Thank
one
you.
already. So we'll do our part and try to spread the word as well. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, yes, yes. First to tell you congratulations again because for the second location. Because like you say, I remember the day we met, we were just standing on your parking lot and we're
Yeah.
just talking, oh man, and you just, scratching the hair, oh, this parking, oh, I'm thinking this. So it's just like, it's just so, it's a great feeling, to be able now today to sit here with you and it's your second location.
Yeah.
And those are the things that inspire us small businesses to see like, okay, this thing is possible. It can be done. You just need to keep going. So I would say thank you for that, for the inspiration that you give to the people, you give to the community, but also this opportunity, of course, to be able to share with the community because like I say, it's what is important is the communication because we have been
Mhm.
doing this thing maybe for years, but if people they don't know what's going on in our
Uh-huh.
community, then that's where people are, mislead or
Mhm.
going to do things that are not supposed to be done, but because
Mhm.
just misinformation or maybe the information is not even there at all.
Mhm.
So that's another thing that you come up in this town that now we're able to sit here and just talk about life, talk about
Yeah.
what's going on in this in our community and this. So I will thank you for that again and thank our customers
Mhm.
because we have a really, really great support from our customers. We have seen a growth, a double. We double ourselves from the year we have started, 2022, to at least we double ourselves every year, which
Yeah.
is a good sign. So
Mhm.
we'll thank them for that. But also, it's funny, like I say, it's Nebraska. When you see people come to your product, but also they bring people, oh, these are my friends from. So those we cannot forget that because
Mhm.
that's what made us. That's what makes Koponi today. It's the people that just talking about us,
Mhm.
like, so we will thank them and So I don't take so long. I will thank also the people that have been around us, support us, the friends, the family,
Hmm.
and the state of Nebraska in so many different level and institution. The University of Nebraska, I love that university. I love the people that work there. It's just so
Yeah.
fun to be there and just so. Unless I forgot somebody or someone or we should have thanked for, but I will end up by thanking my wife for taking all her courage to move from Paris to Grand Island because I told her to move and we
Yeah.
have a dream and he believed on that dream. He
Uh-huh.
believed on me and he took her courage and it's not easy, but she did it.
Hmm.
And my kids for supporting my my entrepreneurial behavior because it's not easy even though I'll be home at 6 but most of the time you're there,
Yeah.
so yeah, I will till the next time I will that's pretty much what I will say to the people listening.
Absolutely. And then we'll have to catch up with you maybe next year and we'll see you where you're at.
No problem.
And we'll continue to share this story and spread the message. And all beautiful things must come to an end. So today I'm gonna end the podcast here. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.